sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening to
Good evening,
the participants, including the speakers. Welcome to the International Conference on the World Intellectual Property Day, 26th April 2023. Karibu sana in Kiswahili will say that I could see that yes, Ngara can join with the video and audio, Minaja with the audio, now Murthy, sir, senior civil judge, join with the video and audio. Now the term, who will be the first one? But point is you have to follow the time factors. Yes. Please tell me who is going to. Yes, good evening, sir, and everyone. Yes, good evening. Yes, I saw it. And who is going to be the first one?
Sir, I want to speak first. Meena Jha here.
But you have to adhere to the time factor is concerned.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Although
Yes,
I have sent
now I
my
will share the
presentation,
file. Yes, be ready. And this is Meena Jha, and she wants to be the first speaker. Among them, the 27 speakers are
yes,
here
sir.
around about. Now I share the file of the Meena Jha, and she is the completed her PhD from the Lincoln University College, Malaysia. And I believe that you could see her. Yeah, I double clicked it. Yes, you could see her photo, which I shared it. And Dr. Meena Jha, Lincoln University College, Malaysia. Yes, Meena Jha, now switch over to you. Please follow the time factor. Yes, continue it.
Thank you so much, respected Professor Mohammed Saheb Hussain, sir. Very good evening to everybody. And today we all are assembled here to celebrate World Intellectual Property Day. That is, we are celebrating every year on 26th April. So this World Intellectual Property Day serves a platform to emphasize the significance of intellectual property protection and to generate awareness about copyrights, patents, trademarks, and other related subjects. And this year the theme is celebrating creativity and innovation. And we have lot many intellectual property rights, which includes patents, domains name, industrial design, confidential information, inventions, moral rights, database rights, works of authorship. So, not taking much more time, I had already sent my presentation to sir, but because of time factor, I am just winding myself here. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me opportunity to speak on this wonderful day. Almighty bless you all. Thank you so much.
Yes, a brief it doesn't mean that you have to wind up within the 3 minutes because it is in your hand, 7 minutes are there, but doesn't matter that you would wind up the gist that you have shown, and it is wonderful. And now the who will be the second participant so that I could. Yes, anyone can say that who will be the second speaker want to speak it, please.
Yeah, I am ready, sir.
Yes, it is a senior civil judge, retired from the Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, India. Now switch over to the sir. Sir, you can continue your speech, sir.
Thank you, sir. First, I thank you. Sir, today intellectual property days. We have without property, we are talking intellectual property. It is a wonderful topic today. Intellectual property is a mental creation most common and known as a patent right, copyright, trademark, trade secret. Patent rights by territorial, by traditional. Our India, two types, names, strips, and trademarks. The Indian patent totally win in European Patent Office. Copyright, Indian famous actor Amitabh Bachchan imitated voice and performance mannerism. Amitabh Bachchan approached the Delhi High Court and get the order, don't imitate his voice and mannerism. Trademark. Now, Corona, COVID-19, our Indian Serum Pharmaceutical Institution get a copyright to COVID shield injection for COVID-19 Corona. Next, indivisible, multiple part of can have interest in an original creation without having the right of the writer's right of arts. The Ubuntu software is a common for all. Enforcement of intelligent agencies, by court of law, only enforcement in agencies success. Finally, intellectual property rights, the most important law in future. Thank you, sir. In all fields, we thanks all and viewers and participants. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, just now that you heard the senior civil judge Tanjavur, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India, that Navamurthy sir briefly narrated regarding the intellectual property day importance and its repercussions. And he had already cited the Amitabh Bachchan and the pharmaceutical companies, how they reacted to it. Now I believe that Angara Kanya is ready to make it out. Angara Kanya, now she is the principal, GNT or GTM?
College, sir.
Yes. Now I will switch over to the P. Angarya Kanya. Now you can make your deliberations. Karibu sana, welcome, Angara Kanya.
Good evening on this wonderful day, sir. Now I just want to present a think about IP rights and human rights, sir. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948 says that everyone has the right to protect the moral and material interest resulting from any scientific, literary, or artistic production of which he or she is the author. So IPR gives protection for both men and women for protecting their rights. April 26 is celebrated as a World IP Day. Before World Intellectual Property Organization, they celebrate this day for promoting knowledge about intellectual property. And the theme of this year is promoting innovation and creativity. So this year deals about the powering change, women in innovation and creation. So this year plays much vital role in innovation and creation of women in celebrating the day and shaping the woman in the future relating to creation and innovation. However, we very well know there are various artists, women inventors who had made some much contribution towards the society. Example, Margaret Knight invented a machine to create paper bags. Joyce Chen invented frying pan for Chinese food, so on. So what is intellectual property? It's nothing but protecting the intellectual works such as patent, copyright, traditional knowledge, trademarks, geographical indications, etc. Women play a vital role in various fields such as science, creativity, technology, modernization, and also in protecting IPR rights. So these rights IPR rights gives the financial incentive to create and innovate by giving owners, the content creators, the exclusive power of the creation. So this IPR rights are protected, then the women's rights are also protected to have strong measures of gender equality. So this year, if we take the statistics, it clearly shows only 7.7% of primary inventors hold patents relating to women. Based on this rate, if we found women won't reach the parity in patenting until 2009 to a greater extent or to a decent height. So there are three important things in patent. What are they? Patent, copyright, and also trademark. What is patent? Patent is an exclusive right over someone's property. So whenever an author or a creator have some right over the property, it has to be protected. So this IPR gives role or plays an important role in protecting the rights. IPR also enhances a role in protecting the right by giving the owner for a period of till the lifetime, and after the lifetime 60 years of protecting the life, and then it goes over to the domain of the public. And what is a copyright? Copyright is also called as literary right or author right. So copyright is an author exclusive right to the creation and prevents the copy of an unauthorized use of publishing the own work. So this copyright can also be protected where literary work, novel works, poems, newspaper, etc. And laws relating to copyright was published in the year 57, and this says that all the copyrights can be protected, such as international copyright, publication of copyright, assignment of copyright, license of copyright, registration, etc. So section 51 and 52 deals with copyright protection, how the copyright of a owner can be protected. Coming to the trademark, what is trademark? Trademark is nothing but a person used to distinguish the good of one enterprise, differentiating from the other person enterprise, such as logo, letter, symbol, or design, which used to distinguish a person's own property. So this trademark, here also, the registration is the most important work, and infringement of trademark also amounts to punishment. So here, a trademark can be registered for 10 years, and it has to be renewed after the period of 10 years. And what do you mean by patent? Patent is nothing but exclusive right for an invention or innovation. So these rights can be protected for a new and useful article, improvement of an existing article, and usually 20 years, this invention can be given. So to conclude, we can say that, however, in developed countries and as well as in developed countries, even though there is development in patent rights, however, women does not play a vital role still now. According to the Women Institute for Policy Research, women have given the representation, but it is less than 1 in 5 patents in United States, and only little percent of women have made contribution towards it. Study have found out up to 7% of primary inventors have hold patents, and based on that, women won't reach parity if they would have not made some more thing in patenting until 2092. However, women also have played a vital role, and it is the country or it is the development which should be made in future endeavors. Thank you for giving such an opportunity for talking about intellectual property rights on this occasion of intellectual property rights, which is celebrated on every year on April 26th. And this year especially gives much empowerment to women in relating to creativity and innovation of women patent or trademark or whatever may be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me such a wonderful opportunity.
Just
Sir,
now
thank
that
you,
you
sir.
heard Dr. P. Angara Kenya, because this year theme is intellectual property, that is IP, and women creativity. That is the theme of this year, and hence many women come forward to make the inventions and discoveries, making the trade, patent, and she has covered all the 4 aspects of it. Now, who will be going to take the chance among the participants, which I could see here? Yes, they can make themselves introduce. Yes, anyone
Yes,
would like to be
I can do the presentation.
Samuel, do you want to make it out?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yes.
now he is Mr. Samuel. He is my student also from Kigali, Rwanda. Now I switch over to the Samuel. Samuel, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are audible and visible.
Thank you so much. My name is Samuel. As you can see, I have a master's degree in international economic and business law and a bachelor's degree in law. I'm also a PhD student at Open University of Tanzania, currently working at the Institute of Legal Practice and Development and lecturer at University of Kigali and the University of Lay Adventist of Kigali. Previously, I was working in the Supreme Court of Rwanda. Briefly, that's all I can talk about myself. I think I can go ahead with the presentation. So, intellectual property in Rwanda, we have laws on intellectual property, I don't know if you can display the slides that I sent you so that I can.
Yes, Samuel. Yes, I'm coming to your slides, Samuel PPT.
Yes.
Yeah, it is opening, taking time, buffering.
Yeah, normally in Rwanda, intellectual property is recognized and intellectual property under normal circumstances, and it has been presented by previous speakers. Intellectual property refers to a category of property that includes intangible creations of the human intellect. Intellectual property under Rwandan law protects inter alia inventors, innovators, creators of industrial designs, creators of layout designs, of integrated circuits, creators of distinctive signs either used in trade, and authors of literary, artistic, and scientific works performers. Basically, here we are looking at the intellectual property. There is the law that protects intellectual property. However, there is a procedure, if I can talk about it briefly. This procedure is that in Rwanda, we have an institution where if you have made your own creativity, you have made your own invention, you are an artist, you have something that you want it to be registered, the institution is called Rwanda Development Board. It is the one that is in charge of registering the creativity, the inventions of various individuals. Granting of an industrial property right involves certain steps like registration and publication, as well as evidencing protection. The procedure for protection starts with the submission of an application in Rwanda Development Board, which simply means that if you want to make your creativity registered under you, it can never be protected. It can never be your intellectual property, which is recognized unless it is registered under Rwanda Development Board, an institution which has among its attributions includes what I have just mentioned. The contents of application vary with the category of intellectual property right, as do the requirements of the attachment. The intellectual property is divided into industrial property rights and copyrights. The former entails patents of inventions, utility model, certificate, and industrial designs and models, while the latter involves the literary works, musical works, and computer programs. So computer programs are considered also as intellectual property, but on the side of property rights, I mean on the side of copyrights. That's where we find all those categories. Sorry.
Go to the objectives.
The protection and the enforcement of intellectual property rights intend to contribute to the promotion of technological innovation and to the transfer and dissemination of technology to the mutual advantage of producers and users of technological knowledge, and in a manner conducive to social and economic welfare of population and to balance rights obligation. It also intends to create a fair and equitable commercial environment by the reduction and the prevention of distortion of impediments to free trade, and to set up principles, rules, disciplines dealing with the trade in counterfeit goods. Particularly, the objective is to encourage innovations and new inventions and their industrial or commercial use in the Republic of Rwanda, so as to contribute to industrial and commercial development, as well as encouraging creation of original works in literary, artistic, or scientific fields and their use. In the Republic of Rwanda, yes, so as to contribute to cultural, social, economic, and development of the population. Violation of intellectual property rights amounts to criminal offense. Maybe this is something, I don't know if it is applicable everywhere.
Yeah, just leave the legal provisions, because legal provisions are entirely different from one country to another country.
Yes, legal.
You go to the next.
Yes.
Go to the challenges.
To the last, you came to the last slide. Actually, upon conviction of a person who has violated intellectual property, a person is liable of imprisonment of a term not less than 3 years, but not more than 5 years, and fine not less than 3 million Rwandan francs, but not more than 5 million. However, there are some challenges. Maybe that this is something that I should bring to your attention. Sometimes when, for example, an artist is gains more in waiving his right to his intellectual property. For instance, if you are a musician, if you are an artist, you will be happy when your music is played on different radios, even if you have not given them authorization. The benefit for you as an artist is that you will be known. And once you are known, you become a celebrity. Then you will be known, you will be invited to various conferences, you will be invited to many concerts, simply because your music has been played, even if you have not given authorization. However, you are gaining from that reputation, and many people are knowing more about you. The last is
Yes.
about fraudulent use of an author's name or distinctive sign of the work. Any person who fraudulently uses an author's name or distinctive sign or a literary, artistic, or scientific work commits an offense. Upon conviction, he or she is liable of a fine not less than 7 million Rwandan francs, but not more than 10 million.
When
Basically, it is the violation of intellectual property if someone has registered his intellectual property under his name. Anyone to use it has to get authorization from the inventor or an artist, that person who created the thing. So failure to do so
conclude, Samuel, conclude.
Yes, I'm concluding. I'm concluding that it is punished heavily under Rwandan law, and it has brought the awareness to people not to use other people's invention without their authorization. Thank you so much.
Yes, it is Samuel from the Rwanda, Kigali. Now, who will be the next speaker? Please say your name.
I would like to go next. I would like to go next. Temitope Oloko.
Yes, it is Temitope Oloko. And you can, if you want, you can on your video, but your signals are weak. Don't use the video, you can use the audio. And she is an associate professor, if I not be mistaken. Introduce yourself. How do you pronounce? Temitope Oloko.
My name is Temitope Oloko from Nigeria. I work in Lagos State University.
Speak loudly.
I lecture in the Faculty of Law, Lagos State University, and I lecture intellectual property. I'm an associate professor, and so that's a bit about me. Because of time, just go to my presentation. I don't know, my camera keeps switching off, so I'm just going to do it without the camera then. Okay, I'll be speaking on traditional medicine patents in Nigeria, the law and practice. Now, traditional medicine is a vital part of the healthcare system in Nigeria, and that has been so for centuries. And despite orthodox medicines, we still use the traditional medicines alongside. In recent times, there's been an increasing global demand for natural remedies, and it has brought about the need to regulate and protect traditional medicines. Because if we remember, during COVID, there were lots of traditional remedies that were thrown out there for the cure for COVID. So in Nigeria, what I'm just going to be talking about, what we understand as traditional medicines, and we'll be looking at the framework and then the challenges, and then we'll just go to the if I can get there, we'll just go to the aspects to improve the patenting process of traditional medicines in Nigeria. So It is well known, and even the WHO has actually documented it, that 80% of Nigerians actually use traditional medicine as their first line of as a first time for healthcare needs. So that's like sacrosanct in one of the things that happen in Nigeria. So traditional medicine is widely practiced in this part of the world, and everybody, even when you use all medicines, you still resort to traditional medicines as well. In recent times, what do we refer to? Let me just say what we refer to as traditional medicine. We refer to as medical knowledge. We refer to practices, beliefs, indigenous practices. Those are some of the things that we refer to as traditional medicines. We also include wide range of healing practices that are based on theories, believed, experience, different cultures, and different traditional systems of medicines over the years. These practices may involve the use of herbs, it might involve the use of minerals, it might involve the use of animal products or other natural substances, as well as manual therapies, spiritual practices, and other forms of treatment. We refer to as everyone as traditional medicines. Now, often traditional medicines are passed down from generation of healers, and that has always been the case. So it is part of the heritage of different communities in Nigeria. It's also important to note that in Nigeria we have over 250 different cultures and tribes in Nigeria. So the different cultures are well known for different types of healings. For instance, the Ilajes are well known for bone setting and when you have fractures. Now, what are the legal frameworks that we have for patenting of traditional medicine in Nigeria? Generally, we have a patent design which protects patents generally, which can be used also to protect traditional knowledge. But when we talk about traditional knowledge, yes, when we talk about traditional knowledge, most is anybody talking to me? Sorry, okay. That was just instruction. Okay, when we talk about traditional knowledge, our traditional medicine in Nigeria, it's also the Patents and Designs Act does not really fit into what can actually protect traditional medicines, because if you the requirements for patent registration demands that it be new, that to involve from inventive steps, and it must be capable of industrial application. And sometimes it must not be contrary to public order or morality. Now, when we talk about this requirement, it seems to be a clog in protection of traditional medicines. So, what may be required for the protection of traditional medicine may be a true generic system, which would be required. Now, Nigeria does not have a true generic system of protection of traditional knowledge or medicine, but in Africa, there is the ARIPO. That's the ARIPO protocol for the protection of traditional knowledge and expression of folklore. Also, Nigeria is a member of the Nagoya Protocol on access to genetic resources and fair and equitable sharing benefits that arise from their utilization. So, being a part and being a signatory to that particular protocol actually makes it important for Nigeria to actually implement the protocol, and the implementation has been overseen by the National Biodiversity Committee, which is in Nigeria, over the years. Now, over the years, there's been a list, there's been some traditional medicines which have been protected by patents, but most of them have been patented outside Nigeria. Most of them have been patented either in the US or in the UK or in Canada or some European parts, some European country. Some of them include niprisan, which is for the management of sickle cell anemia. We also have jobelin, which is a powerful antioxidant and very good in terms of comparison with other antioxidants. It's a very powerful one. Now you also have oyika, which is an herbal remedy for hypertension. So there's been some patenting of traditional medicines which have evolved from Nigeria, but they've not been in Nigeria. They've been patented outside Nigeria. Now, there's also, in recent times, application to the patent registry for some patenting of some traditional medicines. None that I'm aware of has been done for now. So right now, the debate is mainly if we can actually patent traditional medicines, and the argument has always been that patenting of traditional medicine may result in monopolization of disease, but that might not actually be true, because we all know that a lot of people have access to this traditional knowledge, unless you come up with maybe a traditional medicine that maybe has been used for some other thing. Now you find out that it works for some other thing. You might be able to maybe protect it and patent it. Otherwise, it might be regarded as already been in the public domain and not patentable as well. So those are some of the challenges. Now I'll go to the challenges that have been faced. Some of the challenges is lack of documentation of some of the practices that we've had over the years.
Excuse me, Temitopo, Loco, try to wind up.
Okay, I'll round up in a few minutes. So also cover our patent laws by the practitioners as well. So in conclusion, I would say that practical steps that we to improve patenting of medical traditional medical medicines in Nigeria would include to improve the patenting processes medicines in Nigeria, to maybe there should be like government finances for credible practitioners, and then government needs to create a conducive environment for registration of these patents, and then we need a framework that would actually be able to protect such medicines. Thank you very, very much for listening, and we hope to have a good deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Temitopo Loco, and she is from the Lagos State University, Nigeria, and she has made the traditional medicines its production, and also the Nigerian, also one of the member in the ARIPO, like the Tanzania. And that is a very remarkable thing it is made, but still something should be go further also in this field. Now I could see the Millennium University Vice Chancellor Professor S.B. Sharma sir is present over there, and can I request the Sharma sir to switch over to him to express his deliberation on this auspicious occasion of the World International World Property Day. Now I can switch over to the Professor S.B. Sharma, Vice Chancellor of the Millennium University, Malawi. Sir, continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I am highly thankful to Professor Mohammed Saheb Hussain, Dean, the Faculty of Law, St. Augustine University, Tanzania. The most important thing I want to tell that Professor Mohammed Saheb Hussain always organize different type of program to increase the knowledge of young educators, whether they are professors, academician, researcher, policy maker. This is a very attractive and good thing in my opinion. On this particular theme, the International Intellectual Property Day.
Excuse me, Vice Chancellor sir, you have the 5 minutes in your hand. You try to wind up in the 5 minutes.
Okay. So the theme got the 2023 International Property Moments in IP is accelerating innovation and creativity. So this theme is dedicated to the women. This theme is specifically dedicated to the women innovators and creative involved in the field of creativity. Actually, I just want to quote the few names, specifically Madame Curie, discovered who discovered radioactivity, and radium and polonium, become the first Nobel Prize winner, first woman to got 2 Nobel Prize. So in the history of this patent, in 1809, first woman to have a patent, Mary Dixon, US patent, she got first on weaving straw with silk, and many other women who invented and discovered so many things, out of which in 1843, Nancy Johnson invented ice cream maker. So the name, so many women, and specifically Barbara McClintock discovered jumping gene, which was the first biochemical, biotechnological aspect in the field of life sciences. So actually, this intellectual property refers to creation of mind, such as invention, literary and artistic work, symbol, name and image used in commercial purposes. It includes patents, trademarks, copyright and trade secrets. These different types of international properties provide creators and inventor with legal protection. This legal protection motivate them for further discovery and inventions for their work and the ability to monetize their creation. Patents are granted for new inventions, which may include products, processes, machines, and composite of different type of matters. The patent gives the exclusive right to the invention to make use and sell the invention for a certain period of time, usually 20 years. Whereas trademarks are used to identify and distinguish the goods or service of one business from those to other. A trademark can be a word, phrase, symbol, or a design. By using trademark, a business can be build brand recognition and protect its reputation, which is very essential, because if we do progress in the business, then reputation matters. So this trademark give the protection to their image, and the copyright protects original work of authorship, such as books, music, and software. A copyright gives the creator the exclusive right to
Prophet,
reproduce.
anytime Cisco Webex may stop, so you can conclude it.
Okay, so specifically at international level, I just want to World Intellectual Property Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations that promotes the use and protection of intellectual property worldwide. It provides technical assistance and training to the countries that need help developing the intellectual property system. WIPO also administers several international treaties, which is very much essential for at international level, like the Patent Cooperation Treaty (PCT) and the Madrid Protocol, which facilitate the filing and protection of patents and trademarks at multiple countries. So these international organizations always help to all type of intellectual properties at world level. Specifically, this WTO regulates the international trades.
Once again, good evening to the participants as well as the speaker of the International Conference on the World Intellectual Property Day, which is going to be celebrated on the 26th April 2023. My second session begins now, and who will be the participants who would like to make the deliberation now? Please speak.
Sir, can I start?
Mahesh Singh. Yes, Mahesh Singh, he is from Ethiopia. Mahesh Singh, Professor Mahesh Singh, you can introduce yourself.
Sure, sir. Sure. Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good
Thank
evening.
you so much, Professor Dr. Mohammed Saheb Hussain, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this auspicious occasion of this World Intellectual Property Rights Day, which is celebrated every year on 26th of April. So I would like to just share little brief about that, because since a lot of speakers are waiting, so I'll just not take more than 5 minutes, sir. I'll just let me share basics of this.
Yeah, we could see it.
Yeah, you can. I think you can see it. So thank you so much, sir. My name is Dr. Mahesh Singh. I am working here in Ethiopia, Kebride University, as Associate Professor, Department of Management. And today I would be just simply briefing you about this and little bit discussions about other things. Like we all know that World Intellectual Property Rights Day is celebrated on April 26 every year. Just the intention is to raise the awareness about the importance of intellectual property rights. And people like Hussain sir, they are working hard to make it possible and to create more awareness about this. Thank you so much, sir, for taking this initiative. This year's theme is like S.B. Sharma sir was also talking about the women and IP, accelerating innovation and creativity. So here I would like to tell that most of the women, especially in developing countries, they have creativity, they are creative, they are intellectual also, but the problem comes when it comes to protecting their rights. So especially in developing countries, developed countries have that kind of awareness. So I think these kind of workshops or these kind of initiatives taken by Mohammed sir will definitely help to create more awareness among the developing countries, third world countries, women, to protect their rights or to protect their whatever creativity they have. Maybe like if we talk about MSMEs, there are a lot of women are involved, but they are not able to protect their rights. And that's the problem which comes, and then they used to use as their own. So that's something which we need to work on. And I think authorities also need to address these issues. Celebrating the can-do attitude of women investors or inventors, in fact, I must say creators and entrepreneurs around the world and their groundbreaking work. So what exactly this? We all know that it's the property rights referred to the legal rights, which is granted to creators. But the problem is creators are somebody different, and sometimes rights have been granted to somebody else. That's again a problem that we need to take care of. Our authorities need to take care of that one, that the real creator should get the right. Examples of intellectual property rights include patents, trademarks that we all know, copyrights and trade secrets and GI, etc., etc. And just a second, why it's not yeah. Intellectual property rights help promote innovation and creativity by providing legal protection to creators and inventors. They also help to encourage investment and entrepreneurship by providing a way for inventors and creators to protect their ideas and profit from them. Now, when we talk about women here, because this year the theme is about women and IP. If we see, a lot of women have proven themselves around the world. They contribute 50% of the population of the world. Like we talk about, sir, we're talking about Madame Curie. We can talk about in contemporary era, Indra Nooyi. We can talk about Kalpana Chawla. We can talk about Sunita Williams. A lot of people, a lot of women have proven themselves, and they are not less than any kind of men or anything. So the only thing is that these are aware people, those who can protect their rights and all. We need to address the third world or the bottom of the pyramid, I must say. Bottom of the pyramid means here that those who are actually creative, who are actually living in the third world countries, but they are not able to protect their rights. And somebody is easily using that and using as their own, protecting as their own. So that's something we need to address actually. Patents, etc. We can see like telephone patents, and recently we can see like a lot of patents have been granted to a lot of people, and that we need to, especially my focus is to the third world and developing countries wherein things are there. People are not aware of that what is patents and how to protect that one. So sometimes they are unwillingly falling into some cases also because they don't know what patents are. They're maybe unwillingly copying and they are somewhere getting trapped into that. Just a second. Trademarks and all, when we know that shoes, the moment when I take classes, the moment I draw this shoes and I ask my students to identify without writing a single thing, they say it's Nike. So that's the power of trademarks, which we need to understand, and we need to promote that in the third world and developing countries as well. Copyrights, we all know that all jingles or books and all, they belong to this copyright. Happy birthday to you songs like copyrighted, we all know that one. Biggest secret we can see nowadays, still nobody knows that what is the secret behind this Coca-Cola or any kind of this kind of secret which is there is being protected. If it's not protected, anybody can copy. That's the problem. IP enforcement, which I'm talking basically, something which we need to act for this one, especially those who are aware of. It is important to enforce intellectual property rights to prevent infringement and protect the value of IP actually. This can involve legal action against infringers or using alternative dispute resolution methods. So that we need to take care of. IP and global issues, yeah, of course, because still a lot of debates are going on that where to register and how to register, because there should be a single authority wherein if you register, you don't need to register different countries. So these are the things which we need to address. And I would like to take you just one more page, which I just wanted to. Sir, is it visible?
Yeah, yes.
All right. So this page is WIPO page, wherein we can see a lot of women already. They are celebrating this women.
We are seeing only thank you.
Okay. Oh, let me share again then, sir. Let me stop sharing this and let me share the page which I wanted to share.
Yes, yes.
Just a second, sir. Can you see, sir, this WIPO page?
Not at all, no. But anyway, you can give the description.
All right, sir. So this basically they have portrayed all the major works done by the women around the world, and WIPO is really I appreciate the initiative which they have taken to address the 50% population of the world. And we always say that behind the success of any man there is a woman. So without addressing the issues of women or the rights of the women, we cannot prosper. So thank you so much, Hussain sir, for giving this opportunity to share my thoughts on this occasion. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Now you are time bound, Dr. Mahesh Singh, and you narrated very nicely. For every man's success, there would be a woman. For every man disaster, there also a woman. That is the saying. But it depends upon the attitude of a person. And now, as you said, no, this year is women, IP and women. And there are a lot of people are coming forward. Now the woman is not restricted to the kitchen, and she will be anywhere in any field taking part of it. A woman, you can see the conductors. A woman, you can see the drivers. A woman, you can see the pilot. A woman, you can see the president or the prime minister. Now let us, I believe that Zikama, are you ready to make your presentation? And Zikama from the Kigali, University of Kigali, Rwanda. Are you ready, Zikama? I am addressing the Zikama. Are you ready? If you are not ready, then I can give the chance to the Murtala. Murtala, you have to be time bound and you have to wind it up by giving the extempore lecture, but I know that you sent me the PPT. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm hearing you, sir.
Very good, very good. So now turn over to the, yes, introduce yourself meanwhile. You introduce yourself.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, fellow participants in this international conference. My name is Murtala Haruna Bawa from Lincoln University College, Malaysia. I'm a PhD research fellow in public health sciences. And I've sent the PowerPoint present slides to you, sir, if you can share it.
Yes, Murtala.
Yes, sir.
I kept it here. I don't know why this MS is protecting Murtala. Meanwhile, you can speak something. Yes, I found it.
Okay, sir.
Yes, it is visible to you. Am I right?
Sir?
Now your PPT is visible to you. Is it right?
I want you.
Yes.
Yes, now go to the second PPT.
Okay, sir.
Proceed. Go to the second PPT. Proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay, my presentation slides include the introduction definitions of intellectual property rights, then the World Intellectual Property Organization and the recommendations, sir.
The next slide, go to give the little introduction.
Sir, if you can enlarge the screen, sir, from the end.
So you want to go to the next.
Okay. Okay, the progress and well-being of humanity depends on our capacity to come up with new ideas and creations. Technological progress. Back to the.
You don't want to go to the definition. Okay, go to the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO.
Okay. Okay, intellectual property is property that derives from the work of the mind or intellect. So you have passed the slides.
Which slide that you want to make it out?
Sir, the second or the third.
You want to second. You are second and still it is there. You read already introduction, definition, World Intellectual Property Organization, recommendation, references. Go to the introduction.
The second, the third slide.
This is the third slide.
Yeah, well, the progress and well-being of humanity depends on our capacity to come up with new ideas and creations. Technological progress requires the development and applications of new inventions. Inventors, artists, scientists, and businesses put a lot of time, money, energy, and thought into developing their innovations and creations. To encourage them to do that, they need the chance to make a fair. They need the chance to make a fair return on their investment. This means giving them the right to protect their intellectual property. Human innovations and creativity are the engines of progress globally since the early times. Next slide.
Yeah.
The next slide.
These definitions are over.
Yeah.
And this is also over.
Intellectual property. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, go that.
WIPO is the global forum.
WIPO.
Okay.
Say
Intellectual
loudly.
property, IP, is proper. WIPO is the global forum. WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, is the global forum for intellectual property services, policies, information, and operation. It was founded in 1967. It has four main functions. shaping international rules on IPRS, delivering global service on IPRS, cooperating with countries and partners to make IP work for development, providing information and sharing infrastructure. So next slide. Next slide, sir.
Recommendations you want to read? Next slide.
Yes, sir. Recommendations, sir.
It is there on the screen.
Okay. The recommendations for women for this year's International Intellectual Property Right are: intellectual property has increasingly assumed a vital role with the rapid pace of technological, scientific, and medical innovations that you are witnessing today. Disparities exist in the use of IP system by women and other groups. According to WIPO data released in March 2023, it is
Last
only
slide.
16% of investment in international patent applications were women in 2022. Mentoring and networking support. So I didn't finish with the slides. So let's go back to the recommendation slide.
Speak.
Mentoring and networking, supporting women investors and entrepreneurs, education and training to increase knowledge of IP system for women, partnership and teamwork. When we work together and combine our knowledge, resources, and passions, we create powerful synergies that break down barriers and open doors for women, providing support and resources necessary to help women protect and enhance the value of their work through the use of IP system, empowerment and equity, by giving them the tools and resources to protect and leverage their innovations. These are the recommendations for women in order to be empowered in the intellectual property rights system. Thank you, sir, for this presentation.
Yes, sir. Just now that you heard the Murtula, he is from, studied the Malaysia, and he is from Nigeria. And the next person that would like to make it out, you could say your name, please. Are you ready? Our person from Indonesia.
Yes, I am.
Yes, Dr. Azari Yahya. He is from the Indonesia. Introduce yourself, Azari.
Yes, my name is Dr. Azari. I'm a lecturer from Faculty of Law, Sekolah University in Indonesia. Can I share my slide?
Yes. No, I could not see your slide.
Yeah.
Yes, now I could see your slide.
Yes.
And you made only 7, you have to present it because you made the 12.
I need only 10 minutes to present my paper.
Yes, immediately you can pass on.
Maybe it could be 7 minutes because less.
Yes, this slide we already seen, protecting the intellectual property, your name and your university, C.I. Akulaya University. Yes, next slide.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for time given to me to present my paper. Good evening, everybody. Okay.
Go to the second slide.
Sorry.
Go to the second slide.
Okay. Yeah, second slide. Okay, my paper is protecting intellectual property in Indonesia. Okay. As you know that intellectual property is a broad categorical description for the set of intangible assets owned by and legally protected by a company or individual from use without consent. Means that everybody who has IP, intellectual property right, should be given full protection by the law. And it is this intangible asset, non-physical asset. Okay. And then, so intellectual property is about, okay, next slide. Okay. As we know that we get normally get 2 types of in IPR versus copyright. And copyright is the exclusive right for the creator or recipients of copyright to publish or duplicate its creation or to give permission for the creation without prejudice to the restriction under the applicable rule and regulation. This is copyright. And then we get the second category of IPR, we call industrial property right. So it consists of patents, trademark, industrial design, integrated circuit layout design, trade secret, and varieties of clients. Now, I want to talk how Indonesian government to protect this intellectual property. So Indonesia, the appreciation of intellectual property still in modest, not very high, not very low, in modest. Sometimes people in Indonesia still consider this is intellectual property is not quite important because they have limited knowledge about this IPR. And IPR actually is very useful to protect the right of the owner from the possibility used by another person without his consent. Because everybody, company who has IPR, intellectual property right, should be fully protected by the law and government. And what actually, stay here. So economically, so IPR may contribute a lot of financial resources to the owner, and the law protects the right for a long time, because when we get IPR, at the same time we get economic ownership from the right that we owned. Therefore, it is important for the IPR owner to produce their product legally in accordance with the legal stipulation, so that the product may be received for legal protection. If the owner does not produce the product based on legal legislation, based on legal procedure, of course, he or she cannot get full protection from the government, from the law. Here, I want to talk about what Indonesian government has taken action to protect IPR. Okay. As you know, Indonesia is a member of WTO, World Trade Organization. And after Indonesia signed an agreement as a member of WTO, and all the rules and legislation in Indonesia should be adjusted with the TRIPS, with the trade-related aspect of intellectual property right standard. So since that time, Indonesia has changed a lot of laws to adjust with the TRIPS standard. Now, Indonesian government has specific department, we call Department of Justice and Human Rights. It's one department, and in this department we get specific what we call a directorate. We call Directorate General of Intellectual Property Right. This is specific directorate under Department of Justice and Human Rights. Why we need this department? Because, as I said before, that Indonesia has signed agreement with the WTO, and we follow what has been assigned by the TRIPS. Now, let's say first copyright. Now, copyright in Indonesia, you get full protection from the government. This is part of intellectual property. Indonesian government has created specific law to protect copyright. We call the law number 28, year 2014. So this law has provided a long period of legal protection for the copyright owner. As you know that once we get a copyright, we get 50 years of protection. 50 years of protection. So in case the owner died for 50 years, and this right can be proceeded by their successor, maybe by my family, until 50 years. So in case they need more time to be protection, they can apply for another extension for another 50 years. It means that copyright can be brought until 100 years. This is very good in protection. So patent also fully protected by Indonesian government. We get specific law number 13, unit 2016 on patent. So according to this law, the patent owner has full legal protection for 20 years since the patent. So when we get one patent, we get 20 years for protection, our patent right. Again, as other right, as copyright, this patent right can be proceed for extended for 20 years if they need. If not, just enough only 20 years. But the owner of the patent, if they get patent one time, see at 20 years, if get more extension, more protection, you can get another 20 years. Yeah. After that, this patent become common use. Trademark, other side, other type of IPR, you get trademark. The trademark also has full protection in Indonesia. So in order to protect this trademark, Indonesia create specific law number 20 year 2000 16, not 20, 16 here, 16 trademark. So this trademark less protection, actually only 10 years. 10 years protection from the government Indonesia, but if the owner need more protection, they can apply for another 10 years. Means that the full protection of trademark only 20 years. After that, become common use again. The last one is about industrial design, integrated circuit layout design, and script varieties of plan. This is we get new law. Actually, last 3 years ago, Industry government has created omnibus law. Yeah, omnibus law, the law number 11 year 2020. So after 2020, I mean last 2 years ago, so all intellectual property right, including industrial design, integrated circuit layout design, prescribed varieties of plans must be adjusted with the new law, in law number 11 year 2020. Now, Indonesian government has taken many action to ensure that all these rights, industrial, integrated circuit, prescribed, and varieties of plan must be regulated with new ways of action because this is important, right, to get more protection for the owner. Okay. Last but not least, yeah. So why this is very important to protect IPR? Because this one is very close to economic benefit for the owner of intellectual property owner. If they get protection, means they get more economic advantage for the owner. Many action need to be taken by the government to protect the right of the owner of IPR. I think that's all. Thank you very much for trying to give to me, and see you again.
Yeah, you can remove your sharing.
Thank you.
Remove your sharing.
Yeah.
I did not see it. I said remove your sharing.
Hello?
Remove your sharing. Because I cannot operate it from here unless you remove the sharing.
The line is not clear.
Sharing, you remove it.
Sir, you remove your PPT.
You remove your PPT. Yes, that is my. Yes, now I could say. Yeah. Now I could see the who are the participant would like to.
Dr. Dinesh is there, sir. Dr. Dinesh, you can call if
Oh
you.
yes. Let me see, let me check it. Who are there in the participant? Because I could not see the participant list here. Yes, now I could see the participant list. Yeah, half of it. It is. Why it is half of it? I have to put it down. Okay, Dinesh, you would like to make it out. Okay, please continue it, Dinesh. You introduce yourself on your video and audio. I said, Dr. Dinesh Babu, on your video and audio if you want to speak. I don't think that he is present. Anil, you can continue it. Anil, are you present?
Yes, I am present. I am present.
But why you are not speaking?
Okay, first of all, I congratulate to each and every delegate who is present here. Sir, I have opened my voice, but due to some disturbance, I am not opening my camera, sir.
Okay, no matter, no matter.
Okay. Congratulations to each and every member and each and every delegate who is present here. Wish you all a very happy IPR Day International. I will only take this issue and giving thankful to the Professor Hussain Saheb. Intellectual property, when we talk, sir, when we go with the international data, we have seen that the maximum number of the patent, because IPR is connected with the patent, then copyrights, then design. And nowadays, when we talk about the patent, China has registered the maximum number of patents. Though India has crossed the population, this 2 days ago that India has the maximum population and surpassed China. But with respect to this IPR, we are challenging the patent issued with the China, and India is the second largest country of registration of the patents. Hussain Sahab, I am proud that I have also registered 3 patents and 2 copyrights.
Very good. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. When we talk about the legal, because intellectual property, before many of the years, now intellectual property is a very much important, so it should be protected by the law. When we talk about the Article 21 right to life, then right to life with dignity, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution I am talking, sir. Then this right also gives the right for the survival also. And when any of the person, he has any kind of intellect, and because by that kind of intellect, he is getting the respect in the society as well as his earning in the society also. So that must be protected by the law. Now when we talk about the traditional knowledge, because this traditional knowledge, when we say that this traditional knowledge, many of the countries, there are many issues between many of the countries with respect to the registration. Just when we talk about the this rice, basmati rice, when we talk about the leaves of the neem tree, one of our speaker talks about the medicine things. So this traditional knowledge, because this traditional knowledge which our ancestors has gave, and by generation of the generation it is passing from those to we people, and that should also be protected. In India, there are something not being so much of the awareness that all these traditional knowledge which are being very much beneficial to the society, they also should be, because many of the countries are there. When we talk about the Einstein, sir, you will be also surprised that the first patent which the greatest scientist Einstein registered, that was the blouse of a woman, that half coat of the. So the number of patents, we should indulge within the group. We should work on the ground level, and that traditional knowledge which has been passed from generation to generation, that must be protected by this patent law, and so that none of the other countries. When we say that traditional knowledge, we are of the area of Uttarakhand. There are Patanjali is working here. Hamdard Davakhana. When we talk about the case of Hamdard Davakhana versus this Union of India, the findings of the case says that if there is any, it prohibits the magic remedies, but magic remedies is something else, and the traditional knowledge is something else, and that traditional knowledge there must be a board, because all these agencies, when we talk about the patent, the first thing is that the patent is being registered. This is the first step. Then it comes when the patent is being granted. So in India, many of the universities, mine university also, Uttarakhand University, Dehradun, it has also been working, but there have not been such kind of facilities. The government is not providing that kind of fund. So the number of patents are being registered. When we compare to those registered patents with respect to the patents which are being granted, there is a huge difference between this. Patent will be granted only when the case has been raised before the authorities, something has been, then when any of the patent is being granted, that will only be possible when the companies will take interest, because it costs a very large amount. It is not possible that if the companies will not cooperate with those scientists who have registered the patent. So this is a combination between that scientist who has registered the patent, then it comes the role of the universities, then it comes the role of the government, and finally then it comes the role of those finance, that private company or government who are paying. In China, they are investing a very large one. We are facing this kind of problem. There is a problem of finance. And without finance, if the patent is being registered, then it becomes very difficult for the grant of the patent. How that thing will be made? How that thing will be made in a practical way? So it cannot be achieved without the help, finance help. So by this conference, I ask to the world community that all those business persons who are, and the business person who want to invest the money on the product, they only are eager to invest in that product which they think that it is beneficial for today. There is three kinds of the thing. One is the immediate aim, and the second one is the future aim. The companies are working only on their immediate aim. So when any of the inventor make any grant which will be useful for future, in that thing the companies are not interested very much, and they not help financially. So these things are being, this is the position. If you go to the data, in India also there are many universities, Uttarakhand universities, petroleum universities, even NLUs, even Jamia Millia, sir, is from the, they have made many things. The patents are being registered, but ultimately, because of the lack of the services provided by the government, the fund is not been so much so that those patents can be granted. And unless the patent are been granted and that thing is being made, and that thing, even IITs, I have visited Roorkee, IIT of Roorkee, I have visited Khadakwasla IIT, even they have the huge amount of money. Government gives them the amount. That's why in India the policy has also been changed. Now the thing has been that what the patent has given to the society, if that patent which has been granted, it has been made into a product, the product has been launched in the market, and what is the response of the market? If any of the patent is being registered, the patent is being granted, the product is being made, and the response of the market is not up to that level. So this is the combination. This is the combination, all the four, that will only be possible when the financer, when the companies, when the industrial people or the government, they will focus and they will allocate a budget on this. Unless and until the government will not create a budget with related to this patents, with related to this invention, we will not achieve that fruitful achievement. Very much thank you, Professor Hussain Sahab, for this conducting a very, very, very wonderful conference. And these more than 27 speakers are here. Very much thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, another speaker who is there, please, you have the 5 minutes to speak. Any other speaker would like to speak for the 5 minutes? Dinesh Babu, are you ready?
Sir, I came from hospital. I would like to speak.
Yes, you can speak 5 minutes.
Yes,
It
sir,
is
I will speak for
Pankaj
5
Kumar Pathak from the Nepal. Speak, Pankaj. On your video and audio and speak. The Cisco WebEx will wind out.
Namaste everyone once again for giving me opportunity in this international platform. I just came from hospital. I was attending and I was live at the same time parallelly. I had friends to help me. My mother is admitted. That is the gist. So, but I was listening all the time. First time, the realization of this patent copyrights came to me from Dr. Urvashi Rathod, now head of PhD department at Symbiosis International University. She was my guide, and we did research on parallelism and environment. At that time, I created many models. Then when I seriously listened to my madam and Dr. Prasenjit Sen from the same department, and Dr. Raman, Dr. Dhanya Pramod, who are directors, then I came to Nepal and came to know that Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Foreign Affairs gives us the copyright. Every visitors in Nepal, every foreigners who come to Nepal for innovation, creation, evolution and discoveries, they have right to pay only 100 rupees Nepali currency. And 10 rupees is the charge of the stamp. And however, Tribhuvan University.
Welcome back to the third session of the International Conference on the World Intellectual Property Day, 26th April 2023. Yes, Pankaj, you are, I think you can continue it. You can continue it.
Yes. So I was saying that 100 rupees is the cost, which is in Nepalese currency, and 10 rupees is the ticket cost, postal ticket cost. And it is similar. 10,000 is for one model. If there is some process, then Tribhuvan University is the old building at Tripureshwar in Kathmandu. They do the patent, whether it is national or international. And now numbers are easy in order, just like in India and yes, people are trying, but China is a large population, India is a large population. Yes, there is a competition between India and China, and in between, I told you, like a sandwich, Nepal enjoys the work. I became serious about these works in Symbiosis, and I have produced many models. I've been patenting. I got connected to this international group. All this purpose is to execute protective work. The legal certification and protections keep on happening, but we should not stop the passion of work, passion of the heat factor, health, education, aptitude, and technology. It is always aptitude which creates individual girl or a boy to innovate. And until and unless the experience is always painful in innovation, because you are testing, you are trying to questions come in the mind, the basic thing is grant when people will be happy with the idea, automatically it will become successful and people will start start turning on buying that idea and money will come. And like, regarding protection, you have to be alive with the idea and make it successful for a longer period. And it's about our second legacy, how second generation wants to take that idea and use in their business. That is the main thing which is important in this intellectual property. Right? Many people don't know, students don't know. They are studying theories, they are doing it for passing the marks, but that is not it. But until and unless people do experiment and do the observations and then work with even the old model, it will give some new arrivals, new which needs to be re-registered so that it has been recorded somewhere in the government or university offices, and it should not be plagiarized. And that should, even I am against plagiarism. We need to be stringent, and more stringent laws should be made to make our global community communicate these laws in a stringent order to our youth. That yes, if you are not going to experience and observe the practice with the real-time people, it should reflect on statistics as well. And then yes, new ideas, it takes time to process. Until and unless the idea has been worked with many years. A few ideas, it takes 10 years, 20 years to execute. They are large-scale projects in which small change needs bigger time to be implemented for a large people. 8 billion people on today's Earth's surface. So, my say is, because I'm in not a member, is that we all should educate children from playgroups to all levels, to senior levels, together in the same environment. Then the technology will be known to the child as well, and they will be able to access the applications which has been innovated for longer. It took 40 years for this computer to come in the industry. Earlier we used keypads, now we are using high technology iPhones in many hands. So this is evolution which has happened in the computer industry as well as in other industries. The need is the older thing should be reformed with newer processes to start and end the business transactions, and it results with incomes. And income interest to wealth is much needed in the idea in which students work with their pilot projects, domain study, internship, and other newer things which we are implementing in our education systems. So the work should be real time, and there should not be anything like cheating. You are presenting something, but it is somebody else's. You are saying it is yours. It should not happen. This is my say. I would like to end my, and I would like to thank everybody. Especially, I would like to wish Eid. And there was a controversy in government of Nepal this year regarding celebration of Eid due to dates. It did not announce public holiday. But I would like to क्षमा चाहता हूँ, क्षमा मांगते हैं, and then I apologize from our government says. So everybody is criticizing this act to the government that every festival should be celebrated, 365 days should be celebrated with newer ideas and in the business, so that people get augmented by the international cultural exchange as well as food exchange. Today we are able to enjoy multiple recipes at our home of multiple countries. It is all due to cultural exchange and technological innovations which started 2003 onwards till 2023. So this is the evolution. In the earlier we used chat boxes, now we are using webinars, we are broadcasting things. So this all is creating some kind of library. So repository is there parallelly helping us to innovate and think for a bigger system, to serve larger system with a small change. Small changes are needed in everybody's mind to correct them, to focus, to play vital role in a focused and ordered manner. The disorder should be removed from the community, the misunderstandings should be removed, and the purpose of education should be to enlighten the world and not to kill people's psychology. And it should be to enlighten the world through power of education. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Pankaj Kumar Pathak, I am very much glad that you, in spite of your busy schedule, attending to your mother, because you can get the another wife, but you cannot get the mother. So mother is
Yes,
the
sir.
first important factor.
You are of inspiration, sir, to our family. My mother would like to attend some of the meetings. We are creating her environment so that in next to next meetings, she will be also attending and hearing everybody.
Yes, this is a very fantastic idea, and my purpose of conducting this international conference visually to make aware of the people that IPR is an important factor, and I made a slide also on this point, which is nothing but the idea of the Mark Twain, and which I'll share now. I would ask for the Professor Temitopo Loco. Do you want to express any your views regarding 2 or 3 minutes? Are you there? Temitopo Loco, are you there? Yeah, if you are not there, then let me share my ideas which I formed in the form of these slides. Yes, now I can make it out. Just bear with me. And this is the Mark Twain idea, but I molded it because the ideas can be generated from the taking the ideas from the others. The first and foremost I would like to say here is yes, this thing is there. Intellectual property, it deals with the industry, production, trademark, brand, patent, inventions, copyright, infringement, licensing, secret. One of the speaker told, till today nobody knows what is the formula of Coca-Cola. So, and this is the same thing which I made, World Intellectual Property, the greeting and messages, and later on that I would like to make it out this point, yes, this point. Intellectual property is the oil of the 20th century. Look at the richest man 100 years ago. They all made their money extracting the natural resources or moving them around. All today's richest men have made their money out of intellectual property. It is the quotation of the Mark Getty, and which is very much relevant now. And intellectual property is a key aspect for the economic development. If any country development will be measured, it will see that how many patents they made it. Of course, till now the USA comes first, later on the Finland. And don't just wait to dream. If you envision, take a right step forward, which you all the very happy World Intellectual Property Day. You need not to wait for somebody will come and make it. You make a creation by following the knowledge which you have and use it for the constructive purposes. Thomas Jefferson said, he who receives an idea from me, definitely, receives the instruction himself without listening mine. And he can create his own ideas, as he who lights his taper at mine receives the light without darkening from the place where he can receive the ideas. I am a strong believer that intellectual property rights need to be protected. Yes, it will be protected, will have to be protected. That is what the Jim Rice said, and I also agree with him. People have to respect intellectual property, and that is very much increase the GDP of the nation. If the inventions or patents and the new creations are not there, and you will be a standstill water which will give the putrid smell also. Let me make the current water what the Coco Lee says in that manner. And intellectual property is the oil of the 21st century. It's the fuel of the 21st century. What the marketing, he has made it again. And the creativity requires, innovations requires the courage to let go for certainties. A certainty should be made, and this is the idea of the Ulrich from, and which is very much relevant over there now. Property has the shelf life of a banana. Bill Gates says, now we can use the 1G, and later the 2G came, 3G came and 4G, and I don't know, the 5G also comes over there, because we could, in the IT technology, all the innovations, day after day, a new technology will emerge over there. In the like the automobiles also, the smartphones also, a new technology will be evolved, and the old will be gone like a life of a banana. What the Bill Gates says is right. And the creativity and imaginations, yet both are essential, are the foundation of our society. And it all begins with a thought. Have a great World Intellectual Property Day, because without the imagination, without the creativity, one cannot go further. And in this occasion, I could remember again Microsoft owner, and he said, if you born in the poor family, it is not your mistake. I repeat, if you born in the poor family, it is not your mistake. But if you die as a poor man, it is your mistake. Because it is you have to enrich yourself, because of the present liberalization and globalization makes a man, he will take the breakfast in one country, go to the another country for the lunch, and for the supper or the dinner in the other country. So it is very important to remember that it is your intellectual property, it is not by your computers. And in the pursuit of the production of the intellectual property, it is important not to defeat or undermine the security measures that people need to adapt in these days. Merely following a new type of the things are not needed, and you should have to try to protect them, also very important factor. So protection is an important factor, and its enforcement also equally important. We invest so much time and efforts in creating the intangible assets to build our brands and grow our business. We have to be prepared to protect and defend those IP assets with just as much, if not more, energy and commitment. Because I told you also that if you don't make the changes, the change is must for the society. When the change is there, naturally the technology also will be changed. Earlier we used to travel in the bullock carts. Now are you traveling the bullock carts? Even you could not see the bullock carts also. Am I right? I think I am right. In the industries at war, I think it is about control. We can make all of the financial arguments that the industry has been shooting itself in the food, but it is an industry built on a foundation of the ownership and exploitation of the intellectual property rights. Yes, the innovations are there and the creations are there. They are now the technology also in pace, it will be changed automatically. A country without a patent office, and a good patent is lost, just a crab. It cannot travel anyway but sideway and backway, Mark Twain. I also said, if a person who could not make the intellectual property right, he can move forward, not sideway and backway, but not a forward, because the protection will not be given to him. Like a frog which will go into the well regarding the circumference of its well only, but an external force would be needed over there to make the frog to come out. Then only he could see the world. Otherwise, frog in a well, that is the life it becomes. Now again I will put you, people have to repeat intellectual property, not repeat, respect. And respect intellectual property, because generally the saying also there, if you want the respect, you give the respect. You give the respect and take the respect. That is a reciprocal in nature. I support copyright. I mean, it is intellectual property. It is a thought process of someone, and those things should always be protected. Yes, the idea for him, and it should be given in the submission, acknowledgement, footnote, otherwise it will lead to the plagiarism. Jeff Mills said, somebody did not mute I could hear their voice. I request them to please mute, otherwise I could hear your dialogue which is going on in your house. And which country does not have the intellectual property? Countries without intellectual property laws, such as East Timor, Suriname, Somalia, Eritrea, or the Maldives, don't have the local laws regulating the patent granting or the enforcement they compile. And this is compiled by me. And I told you already that USA stands first, and the second with the Finland in the intellectual property would be there. Of course, the China also coming forward. And in Tanzania, they are making in the local way. There is the IPO is there, Costa Rica is there. They will try to make the rights of the people regarding the trade and regarding the copyright, regarding the even designs also. And earlier our one of the speaker told traditional medicines. Yeah, the traditional healers are called in Kiswahili Maganga. Maganga, Maganga. So they are also given the license by the government for the first aid, because the treatment also very much, because they follow the heavy roots and they follow barks and leaves, the rest of it. And that's why we can say in the Kiswahili, neem tree is called as Imti Arbaini. Imti means tree in Kiswahili. Arbaini means 40. Means 40 cures the neem tree will do it. That is the idea behind it. Now the owning the intellectual property is like owning the land. But you need to keep investigating or investing in it and again to get a payoff. You can't simply sit back and collect the rent. It is not the wise idea. A wise man will learn the mistakes from others, but an unwise man learn the mistake from himself, what we said. And these are all the speakers who are there, and today the most of them, they have given the consent because of the various reasons they could not be present, but I requested them they can send their voice in the YouTube link. And as I mentioned earlier also, and when yes, it is said that this year world IP is women and IP, accelerating the innovations and creativity. And some of the speakers very much highlighted it. And one of the speakers from the Lagos State University, she made it. Even the Vice Chancellor of the Millennium University also made it. And Mahendra Singh from Ethiopia, and he also made on this aspect where the women, and some other speakers also spoke on this respect. The theme of this year, WIPD, is Women and IP, Accelerating the Innovations and Creativity. World IP Day with the aim of increasing the general awareness and understanding of the IP, celebrating the innovative, creative and enterprising women around the world. And this is the idea behind it. In 2023, a celebrate can-do attitude of a woman inventors, creators and entrepreneurs around the world and their groundbreaking work. Yes, it is very much appreciable. Women in all regions and shaping the world through their imagination, integrity and hard work, but often face significant challenges and accessing the knowledge, skills, resources and support they need. The government should have to come forward to give them the incentives for making such an activities. And these are the things which I want to make it out. And today, these are the people, those who are the male speakers, and these are the people, those who are the female speakers. I don't want to make the distinction, but because of the space problem is concerned, I made in that way. And the first picture that you could see, that is me, and the next you can see the Millennium University Vice Chancellor and Dr. Kavadi Srinivas Rao, and he's from the New York, and he's the attorney, international attorney, having the offices in the different countries. Perhaps he may be busy. And another person, you could see the Professor Yashpal Singh, and he's my Guruji. Perhaps he may be also busy that he could not make it out. The Azhar already presented, and our learned friend and who developed in the Adobe format, the design of the flyer is our Anil Kumar Dikshit from Uttaranchal. But another friend from the Malaysia, I did not see him. But Mahinder Singh sir has narrated very nicely, precisely, and in good English with a perfect and precise manner he dealt it. But Arjun also, perhaps some other reason from the Maldives, he could not be present. And Murtula, yes, that you heard him. And another friend would be there, is Mage from the USA, that is the American University of Nigeria, that is their Yola State. My another land friend, he is a scientist from the Thailand. He was so much busy, but I asked him to send the voicemail through the YouTube. Perhaps I could get it. Now you heard the Pankaj Pathak already. Then I asked our Dean, Lagos State University, Anthony Olagunzu, but without any other reason that he could not be present over there. But I asked him the voicemail. Then another friend, my student also, Jetting Yellowshaw from India. But you heard the senior civil judge, Tanjavur, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Briefly he narrated. And another friend is there, but I don't know whether he spoke. I don't think that he will be there, or and let me check it whether he is there in the present. Then this my student from the Kigali, Rwanda, already made the presentation. And because if any other people would be present over there, then I can switch over to them. And later on that I found here the Madam Tamito Oloko from the Lagos State University. She has really done a lot of work on the because she is a prize winner also in the intellectual property, and she also dealt in the various angles, including the traditional medicines and the women's innovations, creativity, entrepreneurship. But Madam Professor Lee Stone, perhaps the other reason from the South Africa, University of South Africa, and she also could not make it out. But I asked Dr. Zainab Abdul Wahab Zubair, Faculty of Law, Islamic University in Uganda, and Madam also not present today, that is Dilshad Sheikh, the Dean of Satyabama School of Law. And later on that you can find it, a lady from a practicing advocate as well as the professor from the Bharati University, Shaheen Khan, and her daughter Sabah Khan, research scholar, Abdul Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology. Perhaps some other reason that you could not make it out. But P. Angaria Kani, that you heard it, and Meena Jha, I told him to briefly, means really so brief that he made it her speech. And still Pankaj Kumar Pathak is waiting in the lobby. Okay, I allowed him. And Ashin Jha, if these people are present over there, then I can give the chance to them to speak. But let me check who are the present, because I could see that Dr. Azhar Yahya is present, Murtula Harun Bhavan is present, Pankaj Kumar Pathak is present, Professor Anil Kumar Dikshit is present, and Temitope Oloko is present. But I can give the chance to the Temitope Oloko from the Lagos State University to say the few words, the concluding remarks, if she is present over there. Temitope Oloko, are you there? If not, then I can switch over to our Professor Dr. Anil Kumar Dikshit sir to give some concluding remarks. Later on, I can give the chance to the Azhar Yahya as well as the Pankaj Kumar Pathak and Murtala Harun Bhavan also in this to make certain comments over the today, because the purpose of making this, I believe that Azhar Yahya would like to speak now. Let me give the chance to.
One announcement.
You want to speak? Conclude it within 2 or 3 minutes.
No, sir, I want to extend my appreciation to you for convening this international conference on the intellectual property rights. Actually, all the speakers have spoken very well, and it's very nice to have this program convened in virtual form. This actually improves our knowledge towards owning our intellectual property rights.
Yes, Pankaj Kumar Pathak, you don't take the much time, because I would like to give the chance to the Dr. Anil Kumar Dikshit.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have an announcement. Yesterday, we launched our new project with respect to internationalization of higher education in collaboration and affiliation with the University of Cambridge, International Baccalaureate, CBSE, and Government of Nepal's National Examination Board. Nursery 2+2. This program was launched yesterday in Amis press conference. So we are, and today we are having this meeting, which gives me an augmenting network to augment my future students with intellectual property and their creations. And I assure in all environments, evaluation is done very well. And I will also create some business plans for evaluation purpose in which I will engage my international community, and I will also pay from the institute for evaluating those contents of my institutes students work.
Yes, it's a very good solidarity that you're shown by the making the contribution financially, because every program needs some supporting hand should be there. A good Samaritan should have to come forward to do such thing. Professor Anil Kumar Dikshit, now your turn. You can give the concluding remarks till the Cisco WebEx wind up.
Okay, sir. Very much thank you. I pay my regards to Professor Hussain Sahab for conducting this very important, and in this more than 27 speakers from whole of the globe have participated in it. So the credit goes to Professor Hussain sir. As I talked earlier also that when we talk about this International Property Rights Day, I am very much thankful to each and every participant who is here and who have expressed, and thankful in absentia. I pray God that though my colleague Pankaj Pathak from Nepal, his mother is not well, the treatment is going on. I pray that very soon she will get the recovery. I was hearing Professor S.B. Sharma sir, then M.L. Mugeli sir. When I talk with this Professor Babul Kumar, Jainab ma'am, Meena Jha, and today, sir, I am missing Professor Yaspal Singh sir.
Yeah, I sent an SMS to him to be present, but I don't know what was the reason.
Because concluding remark of Professor Yaspal Singh is very informative, and we just enjoy his presence. And I am also thankful. Professor Dinesh has also given message that he is traveling, and there is a problem of connectivity. That's why he was not able to give his deliberation in this. So all the members, I again convey very much thankful for giving their precious time to this conference. And in future also, I request Mohammed Hussain to host the international conference in all those important events, because these are the events when whole of the people from all around the world. You just see Pankaj, that he is also joining. His one foot, one hand is in hospital and the second one is here, and he has also given very much time. Professor Hussain Sahab, you the way you conduct this conference and the energy you have, Professor Hussain sir, very dynamic personality, Professor Hussain Sahab, that you are. Dr. Azari is here, and I am also thankful to him, and very happy International Property Rights Day. And sir, I am planning to register one of the patent. We will discuss, Professor Hussain Sahab and this Pankaj Kumar also, so that one of the from this event one thing can come up, and one of the patent we can register, and we will try to get the grant of that patent also. Very much thank you, sir, thank you.
Yes, with this, because I could not see the other people. And Azhar, do you want to say anything? And so, can I wind it up?
Uh, uh, Hello, yeah, Professor. I'm driving
Yes.
because I'm in the car. Yeah, so I'm traveling from Abanache to Smai around 200 kilometers now. So I have to
Okay.
stop, I think, because quite dangerous driving and talking at the same time.
My goodness, my
So
goodness.
I'm in the car now.
Okay.
So, Professor Muhammad Sia, I want to say one thing that I think this type of meeting, conference should be conducted maybe monthly or be at least once a month to get in touch with you and other colleagues from other universities to talk any issue that can be shared between experts around the world. Yeah. And maybe you talk in next weeks or so next month about climate change, for example, and maybe another month talk about investment, for example, and a lot of many issues can be talked in this forum because I see there's a lot of experts, yeah, talking about many topics, and if you could invite new professor in the next event, is much better, and we can get a lot of things from other professor, other expert we share together. And we are from Indonesia very happy to see you, and I'm really thankful for your coordination, very good effort to be done by you, and we learned a lot. Yeah, I really appreciate about your job, and also here we get a lot of friends also, and Pant Kumar also very happy to see you here. Hope to see you again in next event. Thank you, Professor Muhammad.
Yes,
Okay,
Dr.
bye.
Azaria, that I already posted the email to the 27 members. With that, there I made it a Nobel awardee, laureate in the literature, Rabindranath Tagore, birth 162 birth anniversary is going to come, and where that I would like to conduct the international conference. If you are interested, please give your consent so that I could include you in the flyer when you are making
Yes.
it. It is a Rabindranath Tagore 162 birth anniversary that we are going to celebrate. I already posted in the email. Please go through the email, and you know what is the time difference would be there from one country to another country, and that also I made it including my 2020 onwards. I am using the Cisco WebEx, the same my connecting link. That is, we can connect with it. With this, I would like to wind up and say goodbye
See.
and
Okay, goodbye.
Jai Hind.
Okay, see you again in the future.
Yes, that is
Hope to
our
see you next
slogan
month
that
in
we
the next
using
event. Very happy to
because
see you,
I'm
Professor
an
Muhammad.
Indian. I will live here as an Indian and I die in India, and that is my motto. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, जय हिंद।